kids, Mr. Biter here.
Mr. Edsari here.
We're going to start off today's online class with a little callback to a song that we've been studying for a little while here in school and on our online lessons. This is my song, which was originally written by Jean Sibelius and considered like sort of an international anthem. So rather than a national anthem, kind of an international anthem. So I'll just sing it to you and then I'll talk about how it's going to connect to our lesson today. Right? This is my song, a song for all the nations, a song of peace for lands afar and mine. This is my home, the country where my heart is. Here are my hopes, my dreams, my holy shrine. But other hearts in other lands are beating as with hopes and dreams as true and high as mine. We'll do the second verse. My country's skies are bluer than the oceans, and sunlight beams on clover leaf and pine. But other lands have sunlight too and clover, and skies are everywhere as blue as mine. Oh, hear my song, a song for all the nations, a song of peace for their land and for mine. So this song, like I said, it's kind of it's supposed to be an international anthem, meant to bring people together, to recognize people's patriotism and understand that people are really proud of where they come from and proud of their own nation's history and their own nation's natural resources. A lot of our patriotic songs talk about, you know, the beautiful rivers and the mountains and the oceans and things like that, but also to help people to recognize that all of those things are all around the world too, and to be able to help people to understand that. Because I think for me, when I was young, I was very, very patriotic. I still am, very patriotic person. And when I went off to college, I had a roommate that was from Brazil. And I can remember I was wearing an American flag t-shirt. And when I walked into the dorm one day, he said, "That's a cool t-shirt, I like that." I go, "Yes, America, it's the greatest country on earth." And he goes, "Yes, Brazil is the greatest country on earth." And I, "What?" And we got into this mini argument for a little while until I realized, wait, he's from Brazil, of course. He thinks that Brazil is the greatest place in the world. And just because I think America is really great doesn't diminish what he thinks about his country. Both of those things can be true. Both of those things are all right for me to believe, and it's great for him to believe. And the thing that helps us get over that sort of centric attitude of like, my stuff's the best, is if we learn more about other places. You know, one of the reasons I didn't think Brazil was the greatest country in the world is because I'd never been there. And I still haven't been to Brazil, you know, but I tried to learn as much as I could by listening to stories from him. And I found out that it's got this amazing history and some of the most beautiful mountains and waterfalls and things like that in the world. And it really opened my eyes. And sometimes we think of these other places in the world as like vacation places, you know. So you've been to lots of places in the world, right?
Yeah,
You've actually lived in lots of places, but have you visited anywhere just like on a holiday or a vacation?
Yes, I miss vacationing these days, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, we go to the island, down to where it's warm, especially this time of the year. When we go down to
Yeah, get away from the snow a little bit.
yeah.
What island have you been to? Have you been there anywhere?
I went to Zanzibar.
Oh my gosh!
Zanzibar, which is a long ways away.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, the sand is white,
Mm.
you know, and the crystal clear too water. Oh, so nice.
I went to Aruba many years
Wow.
ago, and boy, that was absolutely beautiful. And so when I think of those places, I think of just vacations. But that's not really what those places are. They're just like here, the people who live there, they're not on vacation all the time. They're not just sitting on the beach the way I did when I went there. We went scuba diving all the time, you know, like, but that's not what, when people live there, that's not what they do, right? They have jobs and they still have to work and they still have to grow food and there's farmers and there's, people who work in factories and people who work in hospitals, and every place in the world has that too. And it's so, in order to really understand different places in the world, we have to look at it from their perspective and be able to understand that this place is not just full of hotels and things like that, but that there's a life there and a culture there.
People who live there.
Yeah, people who actually live there all the time. And they might visit us. They might come to Niagara Falls and be like, this is great. People just walk along and look at the falls. Now, I don't hardly ever go to the falls anymore, But we have another song, so it's kind of connected to that. It's a song written by Harry Belafonte, who wrote a lot of music in a Caribbean style. And so he meant for this song to kind of represent people of the Caribbean and what their life is like there. Not just that I go there to, sit on a beach, but that people live there. People have lived there for generations. Their fathers were there, their mothers were there, their grandparents were there. And so let's sing this song for them. And I'll point out a couple of things in the song musically that I want you to learn. Ready? This is my island in the sun, where my people have toiled since time begun. Though I may sail on many a sea, the shores will always be home to me. Oh, island in the sun, willed to me by my Father's hand, all my days I will sing in praise of your forests, waters, your shining sand. It's a nice song, right? What are some of I'll sing it one more time. You pick out your favorite lines, all right? Ready? This is my island in the sun, where my people have toiled since time begun. Though I may sail on many a sea, the shores will always be home to me. Oh, island in the sun, willed to me by my Father's hand, all my days I will sing in praise of your forests, waters, your shining sand. What did you like?
There's one line in here that I think are talking about how the people live here in these. Where is the line about this is my island in the sun, where my people have toiled since time begun.
People have toiled.
Toiled.
Toil means like worked really hard,
Yeah,
right?
worked really hard. So
when I went to Aruba, I never toiled.
yeah.
I didn't toil one day. We were down there for like a week. I never toiled.
But these
So,
are people's homes,
Yeah.
and they have to work their whole lives there.
Yeah.
And work hard, and of course, I'm sure enjoy the beach too. But
Yeah.
but there's hard work.
Yeah, and then there's another song that talks a little bit about how, when we go there, we're just visitors, but people who've been there, they've been there for generations. And so it says, "Oh, island in the sun, willed to me by my Father's hand." And the idea that, like, we kind of pass things along from generation to generation, right? The island was given to them, right? We think of the place where we live as sort of a gift, right? Western New York. I wouldn't live here if my father didn't live here first. My mother didn't live here first. And so that's a nice thought, willed to me by my Father's hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's sing it one more time, and then I'm going to point out one more thing that I want you guys to be aware of musically in this song. It's got this cool thing called a suspension, all right? When we think of the word suspension, it's like something's being held up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then dropped, right? Like being on a zip line, we're going across the forest, and then at the end you finally get off of it, and right? So it's kind of like a suspension. Ready? This is my island in the sun, where my people have toiled since time begun. Though I may sail on many a sea, the shores will always be home to me. Oh, island in the sun, willed to me by my Father's hand, all my days I will sing in praise of your forests, waters, your shining sand. Oh, there it was right there. Right at the very end, the last one, shining sand. And it has this strange sound to it. If I have shining sand, I have 3 notes there. Which one doesn't sound like it fits with the chord that I'm listening to? Shining sand.
That first one doesn't seem like it.
Right? Shine. It doesn't really fit, right? Shining sand. But when it comes down, it has that nice feel of shining sand. I'll sing it nice and slow. You see if you can pick out any other ones. Ready?
Okay.
Ready? I'm just going to play it real slow. You see if you can pick out any other suspensions. Ready? This is my island in the sun, where my people have toiled since time begun.
There it is.
Time Yes, begun sounds like it fits, but time doesn't.
Yeah.
Right? Time begun, though I may sail on many a sea.
Is that one too?
Many a sea. Yeah, because a sea, that sounds like it goes in there, but many a sea, that doesn't really fit, does it? On the shores will always be home to me. Those all fit. This is my island. There's more coming.
Okay.
So beware. This is my island in the sun, willed to me by my father's hand. Oh, that one really doesn't fit. Father's hand. Ooh, that's a weird one. But it's so short, and then it drops down to where it should be, right? So
Yeah.
that's a kind of a cool little technique they use. Father's hand. All my days I will sing in praise of your forest waters, your shining sand.
Another.
That was the one we talked about.
That was the first one,
That was
yeah.
the first one, yeah. Let's just sing it one more time, and
Yeah.
you guys try to sing it with us. Here we go, ready? This is my island in the sun, where my people have toiled. Here comes time begun. Though I may sail on many a sea, the shores will always be home to me. Oh, island in the sun, willed to me by my father's hand. All my days I will sing in praise of your forest waters, your shining sand. If you hold on to those, they sound really bad.
Yeah.
It's called dissonance, when the notes don't really fit with everything around it. But it's something composers use. Shine. If it just ended there, it would be really bad, wouldn't it? Forest waters, your shining sand.
Yeah, no good.
That would sound
Yeah,
terrible.
really.
Forest waters, your shining sand. It has that nice suspension, and then it brings it back down. So, thanks for being with us, guys. Hopefully you'll learn a couple things. Bye-bye.